Can the XaMiner actually make $20,000 a month? No, I am not trying to give you clickbait titles or thumbnails. I normally don't cover that until a little bit more into my video on the actual answer. Because this is such a serious topic and because people are going to say this is clickbait, I'm going to get rid of the funny intros for today and just come right out and say that what you are about to watch is going to be my math, my numbers, and my results, and my calculations on how we get to $20,000 a month. So it's going to be very interesting to watch. So that's why we need to take today's video very, very seriously, put the jokes aside, and just get right to it.
Nerdy dude stuff.
For those of you keeping track at home, today's beer of the day is brought to you by Four Noses Brewing Company. They are based out of Broomfield, Colorado. This is called 100 Giants, West Coast style double India Pale Ale. This is 8.3% alcohol by volume. This has Simcoe, Centennial, and Citra hops. The grains included are two-row and crystal oats. This is a very, very hops-forward, piney West Coast style IPA. Not any floral or citra flavors, even though we have the citra hops. This is just good, tried and true West Coast style IPA. Unfiltered, quite delicious. 4.1 out of 5. Cheers to you guys.
Bink! What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video about plug and play mining. Just because I know that this is going to be a hot topic and you guys are going to claim Lambo Boy, Moon Boy, all that crap, and that this is clickbait, again, it's not clickbait. We're going to jump right into the hard numbers, my math, my results, and my thought process. Am I a Moon or a Lambo Boy? No, I really genuinely, wholeheartedly believe and enjoy and so excited for the opportunity that scprime and our XaMiners have provided and will be providing for us. Do I care about a Lambo? No, I bought my dream truck in 2021, so I don't really give a shit about buying a Lambo or what color it is. Are we going to take my truck to the moon? Probably. So we will be continuing. This is not a pump or anything like that for the actual SCP token. This is if you want to get in. We've talked about XaMiners. We talked about do it yourself. If you want to get into this platform, I have previous videos covering exactly what that is. Today's video is just raw numbers and my thought process with my wonderful, amazing mathematical talents that you guys know I fudge up all the time. With all that said, let's jump right into the video. I'll try to talk slower than I normally do. Forgive the New Yorker that's in me, and that way I can just get through and show you the numbers on screen and you can understand where I'm coming from and how I got to potentially $20,000 a month with the XaMiner. Before we actually talk about Before we actually talk about the numbers, a lot of questions on my last video, not our live stream, the last video we did about the animal farm, which launches tomorrow pending any new updates. A lot of people were asking me where can they go to get involved or, where's the link, blah, blah, blah. Whenever I talk about a project or anything like that, I will include the links to a certain extent of the type of project to them in the description of my video. So just pull up my most recent video, go down here to show more, and right here, if you want to get started on the animal farm, starting tomorrow, you just click on this link right here. It's going to take you to the page where you can do your own information. And then, of course, here we've got our P.O. box if you want to send beer for us to review and so on and so forth. So everything is always in the description of these videos. Same with Discord. We get a lot of that as well. If you want to join the Discord, there is an open invite there as well. I always mention that's in the description of the video. All right. With all that said and done, let's just jump right into the brass tacks, the numbers, the math, all that jazz here. Looking on screen, this is my XaMiner. This is my 64 terabyte XaMiner. As of right now, I have 156 gigabytes pretty much across each of the 4 drives that are on there. This comes with 4 16 terabyte hard drives to bring me up to that 64 terabyte grand total. If we take all these numbers and when we add them together, we're going to just go down into lower rounding down numbers and say that's about 600 gigabytes currently being stored across 64 terabytes. We're going to get back to that here in just a second. I took a screen grab of my deposit screen so that way I don't have to worry about blurring out my email or anything like that. And I want to show yesterday's payout, or February 1st payout was 70.46 SCP. So now we're going to look at the actual amount of data that I have stored and the number of SCP that we were sent. Now, there's multiple factors that this could be all wrong or right, but realistically, with the miner doing what it should be doing, being utilized with storage, with your storage being full, I think I have a solid case and a solid argument on why we could be making $20,000 a month unless the change in price of the token goes down or the amount of tokens I don't think that's going to be necessarily the case. Yes, there will be some fluctuations in the cost of, move myself real quick, in the cost of the contracts. I believe last month they finished off, it was like 5 SCP per terabyte per month, same with collateral and so on and so forth. But based off of last month's numbers alone, these are where I get this data. So let's jump into my big brain thought process. I'm parched, hang on. Okay, so looking at that, 70 SCP, I think SCP is at like 99 cents right now, so it's $70, right? We are using 600 gigabytes only of my 64 terabyte drive. If we divide that by, there is 1,000 gigabytes per terabyte, so that would be 64,000 gigabytes that I have available of free space. We are looking at 0.1%, we're rounding up a little bit, 0.1% of our hard drive space is being utilized. We're going to leave it at that. So if we then take something along the lines of, let's just say we have our 600 terabyte or gigabytes being used, and let's just say by next month, we 10x how much data is being stored on our devices. So we're going to multiply that by 10. That's going to be 6,000 gigabytes, or that's going to be 6,000 gigabytes, which is 6 terabytes. Now, just based off of that number alone, if we 10x our data, technically shouldn't our reward scaling go 10x as well? So if we take our reward scale and we sit there and we 10x it, now we're looking at $700 for 6 terabytes of data. If there's anyone from the SC community or the developers or anything that are watching this video up until this point, please leave me a comment below telling me I'm wrong or stupid or that's not how this works. I know that there's that calculator out there. I know that we did clickbait videos on it before, but the following video we came back and said, this calculator's wrong. These are just the numbers that I'm looking at. So we did this on stream yesterday and we were sitting there going, okay, well, let's figure out how much we can X our holdings to get to 64 terabytes being fully utilized. So if we're sitting there at 600 gigabytes, and I believe the number was 400. Nope. I think it was, what was it? We're at 6 times 300. What was it on stream? I don't remember, because if we do it that way, no. What was it? Hang on. It was 600. Oh my God. Yeah, a bazillion. All right, so we were looking at 600, and we need to get to 64,000, right? All right, so 600 times 100. Oh, we're almost there. So 600 times, I think I was doing it on stream wrong. If I actually recall correctly, I was doing it incorrect on stream. Okay. So I had to go back and watch my stream yesterday and figure out where I was getting those numbers from. And I was saying if I had 156 gigabytes and I 400x'd that, that would then bring us up to 63,000. So I wasn't incorporating that. We already had 600 out of 64,000 on there. So those numbers are a little inflated. So clickbaity answer for 20,000 a month with XaMiner. As of right now with 64 terabytes, no, that's not possible. I'll show you when that's going to be possible because that was just ridiculous. All right. So, anywho, let's get back to the calculator. So, realistically, with our XaMiners, with all true potential, if we sit there and we fill it up to 64,000 terabytes, so if we're sitting at 600, and I think it's times 104, 600 times 105, so we'll just leave it at 64 times 105. Based off of yesterday's payout, that is 100x, 105 times the payout which should be. So if we got 70.42 times 105, then we are looking at $7,394 a month with one XaMiner. If we wanted to get to a point where we needed to have that 20,000 a month, we would sit there and have to probably have about 240 terabytes of space. So that would be 70.42 times 400. So then I think it was like 300 or something like that. So you would essentially need like 200 terabytes of space to really truly get to, or 21 20 or 210 terabytes of space to truly get to that $20,000 a month payout, with all of that storage being fully utilized. Man, when I was doing the stream, little tipsy, and when I started doing the numbers, like when I started recording the video, I was only doing the numbers based off of just having one drive. So what I was doing in that video is I was taking 156.92 and I was multiplying that to get to a point where we were going to get to 64,000 gigabytes, which is 64 terabytes, not taking into consideration that I had to do this times whatever, because if I did that to 400, that'd be 240,000. So it is what it is. That's just how I work on this channel. You know, I come out with some crazy stuff. I record myself going. I make my mistakes. I'll learn from it. Sue me. Well, don't, because I'm not a financial advisor or any of that stuff and yada blah blah, things that I supposedly have to say. So, but yeah, technically, I mean, long story short, I make mistakes, but we're still going to make $7,500 a month with our one XaMiner. Anywho, that's going to do it for me today, guys. I know I'm going to get a little bit of flack in the comments and Discord and all that stuff for doing today's video, but you learn something new every day. Is it possible to make $20,000 with an XaMiner? Yeah, if you upgrade it. Is it realistic to get there? I mean, yeah, you're going to have to spend a lot to do it. Or you need about 240 terabytes worth of storage and worth of contracts on your XaMiners to actually get there. I don't know why I'm showing the logo. So otherwise, a 64 terabyte unit, based off of my numbers, based off of my results, it's 105x what I have currently and what we could get to. We can make about $7,500 a month at current price. So just remember that. So besides that, any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out to me, Telegram, Twitter, or Discord, not Telegram. Links for all that is in the description, which I showed you how to do. Otherwise, like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, all that good stuff. I'm O'Prius. We'll see you guys next time. Just for the record, I am wearing pants, all right? Haha, that was fun. Oh, you want me to prove it? Pants!